Alright, this problem is a little bit more complicated because on this side we have 7, and as we've said, this is only really useful when that side has a 0 on it. So let's take away that 7 from both sides so we can get 0 over there. So we have instead x plus 19 over x plus 3 minus 7 less than 0. Alright, now this doesn't look all that pretty, so we need to have a common denominator here. So the common denominator, or the denominator, is x plus 3. So let's give this x plus 3, but we can't just give that 7 x plus 3 without also giving it to the numerator. So essentially, by multiplying by x plus 3 over itself, we're multiplying by 1, and so therefore we're not changing anything. Alright, so now we can then write x plus 19 minus 7 times x plus 3, all of that now over x plus 3, and that's less than 0. So we simplify the numerator part, and so we get negative 6x, because this is negative 7x minus 21. So x minus 7x is negative 6x, and 19 minus 21 is negative 2 over x plus 3. Alright, and so again, now we're back to where we have to say, well, what makes the numerator 0? Because that's important to me. Alright. So we do that math and we get negative 1/3 here. Right. Negative, or 2 over negative 6 is negative 1/3. Alright, so that's where the numerator is equal to 0. And then the denominator, hopefully you can see really quickly that x plus 3 is equal to 0. That's the other one, I'll write it up here. Right, x plus 3 equals 0 at negative 3. Alright, so negative 3 makes this 0. And then right here, negative 1/3 will make this become 0. Alright, so we're trying to make the denominator numerator 0, and so then we come over and we draw a number line, and we say, we put these 2 points on here. So I'll put 0 for reference. Alright, negative 1/3 we'll put right here, and then over here I'll put negative 3. Alright, so that's the way this will lay out. And so we're concerned with what happens less than negative 3, between negative 3 and negative 1/3, and then what happens when you're greater than negative 1/3. So let's try a number like negative 4 and see what we get. Negative 4 would represent a number over here, right? And so when we try negative 4, we get negative 6 times negative 4 minus 2, and then negative 4 plus 3. So the numerator we get 24 minus 2, which is 22, and here we get negative 1. So again, the size of the number here does not matter. I don't care that it's negative 22, I just care that it is negative. Alright, so any number, if you put in a number less than negative 3, you'll get a negative number. So you can try negative 5 or negative 10 or whatever you want to try, and you're going to get negatives. Now let's try a number between negative 3 and negative 1/3. So like, just to be different, let's try negative 2. Alright, so we're going to do negative 6 times negative 2 minus 2 over negative 2 plus 3. And when we do that here, we get negative 2 times 12, negative 2 is 12. 12 minus 2 over negative 2 plus 3 is 1. So that's 10. That's a positive number. That's really what we want to know. So the function is positive in this zone. I don't know exactly what it's doing. It's curving or doing something, but it's greater than 0 there. And now left of negative 1/3, sorry, right of negative 1/3, 0 is my favorite number. If I can ever plug in 0, I always do that. And you see when we put in 0 to this function, we get negative 6 times 0 minus 2 over 0 plus 3. So that goes away, and we have negative 2 over 3. And again, that's just a negative number. That's all we care about, whether it's positive or negative. So now this original function, this function we came to down here, now again, it's less than 0. When is it less than 0? It's less than 0 right here, right, in all of this area over here, and then it's less than 0 over here. It's negative, in other words, over here, greater than negative 1/3. The only place where it's greater than 0 is here between negative 3 and negative 1/3. So we would write that final solution with interval notation, and we would say negative infinity to negative 3, curvy brace because it's a less than, union, and then we're going to go from negative 1/3 to infinity is the other part where it is negative. And again, curvy braces all around because of the strict inequality.